Quick question. When was the last time you caught yourself saying, I'm just not good enough for this? For me, it wasn't just once. I spent 10 years in this cycle. 10 years telling myself that I wasn't strong enough, that I wasn't capable, that I wasn't able to make real change. And trust me, it was like running on a hamster wheel, just going round and round and round with nothing to really show for it. But here's what I didn't realize back then. The way you talk to yourself is everything. It either keeps you stuck or it propels you forward. Now let me tell you something. I wasn't always this self-help guy. In fact, I was stuck in the same negative self-talk for years, the same loop. I spent a decade, a full 10 years trying to figure this out. I went through the whole hamster wheel. Books, seminars, podcasts, and I would make progress. But when one bad day would happen, it would send me spiraling back. And this cycle, it felt never ending. But here's the thing. I finally cracked it, and now I have taken everything that I've learned over those years and I've condensed it into something that actually works. Something that doesn't take a decade to figure out. So you don't have to waste time like I did. I'm here to help shortcut that process for you. I have been through the frustration, the self-doubt, the confusion, and I've found what works. And if you're willing to put in the effort, I can show you how to start taking control of your mindset today. I'm not some guru sitting on a mountaintop telling you how to live your life. I'm just a guy who's been through the trenches and found my way out. Now I want to share it with you so you can get off the hamster wheel a lot faster. And the best part, it's simpler than you think. You don't need to spend years in therapy, going to expensive seminars and courses, or having a stack of self-help books. It all starts with small changes on how you talk to yourself. All right, now let's talk about one of the biggest culprits when it comes to destroying your self-worth: negative self-talk. Those little things that you say to yourself, like, I'm not good enough, or why do I always mess up? They might seem small at first, but before you know it, eventually these thoughts, they start weighing you down. Let's say you miss a serious deadline at work. What's the first thing you say to yourself? I'm a failure. And then you miss a workout. God, I'm so lazy. You forget something small, like your keys or a grocery item. And what do you say? Why can't I get anything right? And it doesn't stop there. I'll never be good enough. Pebble. I always mess everything up. Pebble. And the thing is, these thoughts, they don't seem like much at first, but every time you have one, it's like dropping another pebble into your mind. And one by one, start to pile up. It gets heavy, doesn't it? And you don't even realize it's happening until the weight is too much to carry. That's what negative self-talk does. It doesn't just sit there. It accumulates. Pretty soon your mind is overflowing with these thoughts, and they begin to shape how you see yourself, your thoughts, and how you show up for the world. So what do you do when your mind is full of these negative thoughts? How do you stop it from getting so heavy? It all comes down to one thing: focus. What you focus on expands. If all you focus on is failures and mistakes, that's all you'll ever see. But when you start to focus on your wins, even small ones, you begin to making space for something better. You can't erase the black pebbles, the mistakes, the doubts. They'll always be there. But you can start adding something new. Small wins, positive thoughts, things that remind you of progress, things that remind you that you're making progress, no matter how small. Let's start simple. Instead of saying I'm a failure, try I'm learning. Instead of saying I missed the gym today, focus on I've been showing up more often. Instead of I always mess this up, how about I'm improving one step at a time? Now, take a look at this cup. It's mostly full of white pebbles, small wins, positive thoughts, but you can still see there's black pebbles in there. There's a couple in there, right? I didn't get here overnight. It took time, but little by little, I shifted my mindset. Little by little, I started adding more white pebbles than black, and you can too. Now, I want to hear from you. What are the worst things that you say to yourself daily? Or better yet, what's something you can tell yourself positive every day? Drop a comment below and let's start filling up these white pebbles together. So, how do you keep this shift in focus going? How do you make sure those white pebbles, those small wins, keep adding up? It all starts with consistency. It's easy to start shifting your mindset for a day or two, but real progress happens when you keep at it, even during the tough days. Here's a practical step that helped me. At the end of each day, take 2 minutes to focus on what went right. It could be something as simple as finishing a task or showing up for yourself. That's a win. Write it down or say it out loud. This simple act helps you to keep adding those white pebbles to your cup. And here's the thing, those small steps, they build momentum. You might not notice it at first, but you will start to feel it over time. You'll see more wins than losses, and suddenly the balance starts to shift. Just like this cup, bit by bit, those small wins will start to outweigh the doubts and fears. And when that happens, that's when you really start to take control of your life. But here's something important I haven't even shared yet. Focusing on small wins and shifting your mindset, it's only one part of the equation. To really make this stick, you've got to master something even more crucial, your emotions. Because let's face it, even when you're making progress, emotions like fear, anxiety, and frustration can knock you off course. So how do you take control of your emotions and continue to build on this momentum? If you're ready to upgrade your life and take control of your emotions, click here to watch my video on emotional intelligence. It's the next step in your journey towards emotional freedom. Master this, master your life, because everyone deserves this. You just need to be willing to put in the work.